All right, we are live here on the Sayless Projects podcast, and today I have another one of our relay runners who I'm excited to introduce to you, none other than Keegan. Keegan, say hello to the people.
What's going on, y'all? Good to be here.
So, Keegan, I'm actually excited about this one because I'm going to get the opportunity to get to know you and your story a little more as well. We kind of met, I believe, through some other events last year with Say Less Projects and both knowing mutual runners in the community. But if you can kind of let people know where you're from, how you got into running, and just get us kind of caught up on where you are today.
Yeah, so I'm from Dallas, 27 years old. So I've lived in Dallas my whole life. Um, Grew up wrestling, so didn't really have a running background, but actually grew up thinking of running as like a punishment through wrestling. And then fast forward, um, after college, I had fallen into some mental health issues, struggled with some substance abuse, and then got sober and ran my first marathon um, a year after my sober date, and then just fell in love with running, and ever since have just kind of used it as another form of recovery.
That's incredible. And thank you for being brave to share that part of your story. And really proud of you for using running and using healthy things to overcome that. As someone who's had bouts with things as well. So you found running to be, I would say, probably like some form of like therapy or helping you kind of like take what you were struggling with and overcome it through running. Where was your first marathon at?
I did Cowtown in 2023, so in Fort Worth.
Nice. Awesome. So fairly new to running, it
Yeah.
sounds like.
So that was my first official race. And then that's actually the only marathon I've ever done. And then about a year after that, found trail running and have just fallen in love with trail running. Um,
And you just finished, was it this year or last year you did the 100 miler?
yes, I did Grasslands this past March. Um, and so that was my first 100 that I've completed. And then, yeah, I don't know what's next yet.
Yeah. What made you want to go from doing a marathon to doing the ultra version of a marathon with the 100 miler?
Yeah, I think, after I finished the marathon, because before running a marathon, the thought of running 26 miles was so daunting. Um, and I remember just that feeling, but then I remember the feeling after I finished my marathon of like, okay, wow, we just did that. And so just kind of chasing after that again, through social media, found out about ultra marathons, which I didn't know were a thing. And just I remember watching a video and someone was like, just sign up for one and then watch what happens. And so I just on a whim just signed up for a 50 miler. Gave myself a little bit of time to train for it. But yeah, and have just been running with that ever since.
I love it, man. What made you, I still remember you being one of the first people that DM'd me when we finished running last year, the relay. And you were
Yeah.
like, dude, sign me up next year. And honestly, at the time, I didn't even know like if we were going to keep doing, if this was going to be like a thing that I continue to do, or if it was just one and done. But what made you want to do it? What's making you say less about this project?
Yeah, I think it's two things, mainly just the community aspect of it and what I saw through, I mean, we hadn't even met yet, but just seeing through the stories and of other people, mutual friends that we have that ran it last year, and then reading more into it and seeing the impact that the cause had, um, and was like, wow, I can like this is like something that I can enjoy doing, but we're also like doing something good. Um, and I just fell in love with that and then did I think it was a 5K in June, this past June of last year, either June or May of last year, or July, one of those. Um, and then that's where I had met you. But yeah, I just love just the saying say less and just do something about it.
Absolutely. What are some things you do personally that you don't mind sharing when it comes to mental health? What are practices that you have in your own life? You know, we all are busy, we have multiple things going on. You're in real estate, you also are an athlete, someone who is running. What are some things that you do to take care of your mental health?
First and foremost for me, it's I get my strength from God. And so when I start my days working, getting me more spiritually fit and just starting my days in the Word and spending time alone, it prepares me to face whatever that day has. I've learned through experience that if I start my day and just get going to what the day has for me, without going through that time, it's more likely that I'm going to snowball rather than just starting out my mornings the right way. So that's one thing that just starting with quiet time really has helped me.
I love that. And what would you say, like when it comes to the running part of your life, how does that help you with mental health and and just your health in general?
Yeah, I think, someone who struggles with substance abuse, I have a very addictive personality. And I like to take everything to the extreme. And running has just it's a new healthy addiction for me. Um, that, I feel like it's just part of who I am now. And in order for me to operate and like be the version of myself that I want to be, running helps me get there. Um, just it clears my mental space so well. If I'm having a bad day or struggling with something mentally, go on a run and it's going to clear your head. Um, it's a temptation blocker for me. If something is popping up, tempting you, just drop what you're doing, go for a run, clears that temptation away. Um, so yeah, those are a couple of practical things that running has definitely made a huge impact for me.
Absolutely. I love when you signed up, I remember seeing that you are being open about having substance abuse in the past. And even with like me speaking on the subject of suicide and suicide prevention, I think it's really cool to see people being brave and speaking about it because we all have weaknesses. We all have areas where there's been things that we've gone through. And I think the more we're willing to be brave enough to talk about it, it inspires and helps others who maybe man, there might be someone who's in the thick of something that you already overcame, and now they get to watch you go do this and see that, oh, like my life's not over. Like there's hope and there's healing and there's other ways that I can find avenues to, like similar to you, I have a very addictive personality. And I think that's a lot of reason why I do these types of things because it keeps me hopefully going after better things in my life. So on Sayless Projects on the road to Austin, what are some things that you're looking forward to? I keep bringing this up as a way to remind y'all that you signed a waiver that you might get chased by dogs. But I've always told everyone, like, are you excited to get chased by dogs? But like, what are you looking forward to on the road to Austin?
I think mainly I'm just getting looking forward to knowing all of the runners, and I think doing something hard with other people that you don't necessarily know. It's a really quick way to get to know someone really well. Go spend some time running miles together. You'll get to know someone real quick. So I'm excited for that, and then just excited. So that'll be the first time that I've like gone. It'll probably be 48 hours of probably no sleep. I'm expecting. Um, so I'm just looking forward to that challenge and getting forward to meeting everyone.
Absolutely. And while you're running and we're sharing your story and the others, I've asked everyone this, but what's something that you would hope others get from this when they see your effort and they see you doing this project for mental health and suicide prevention? What's important to you that people take away from this?
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to that feeling that I had when I first watched the videos from last year, that just like small thing of like, oh my gosh, these are just normal guys out here doing this. Why can't I go do something like this? And if in it, if at the end of the day that one person, two people watch something that we do and it changes their day, the ripple effect that that can have on someone's life. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, is there any way people can support you, friends and family, before we sign off? Obviously, we have your fundraiser and those things, but is there anything that people could do to support you?
Yeah, I mean, besides I'm almost to my goal for fundraising, and just keeping the team in their prayers, while we're on the road for safety, and that we would just have a good time. And at the end of the day, that we would just remind everyone and remind each other like what the true reason we're doing this for is to raise awareness for suicide prevention. And if someone that's on the other end of the camera, sees um, what we're doing and it can impact them, then it's a win.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much, bro. I just want to acknowledge you and again just say that I'm proud of you. It's really cool to see another person step out and be brave and share their story publicly. And so I just want to acknowledge you for that. And I'm excited to see you. I believe you're going to motivate, inspire everyone. I can't wait to see the energy you bring to the team and to this project. And so we'll see you on the road from Dallas to Austin, man. Take care.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.